Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dr. Clarence, and welcome back to TV7 Live, where we get to give you all the hottest and top trending topics. Remember, this is President Emmerson Mnangagwas' last term in office. And when he finishes his term, Zimbabwe will be heading for the 2028 election. It means ZANU-PF is going to have a new candidate. But the Triple C is not going to have a new candidate. It's going to be Nelson Chamisa. Now, will this new candidate stand a chance with Nelson Chamisa? We are seeing the president's son, Sean Mnangagwa, furthering his military education in China, right? Remember, Sean Mnangagwa was born in the year 1987, and in the year 2028, he is going to be 41 years old. Now, we're going to be talking about Mnangagwas Succession Plan. And this video is a hypothesis. So we're going to be looking at all the possibilities, probabilities, and why. Number one, Mnangagwa's sons, can they succeed Mnangagwa? Now, we are seeing them being involved in government. We are seeing that the new Zimbabwe Minister of Finance is Kuda David Mnangagwa. I mean, Deputy Minister of Finance is Kuda David Mnangagwa. And Sean growing through the ranks. So Kuda David Mnangagwa was born in 1989, meaning in the year 2028, he's going to be 39 years, so he cannot stand for presidency. Then, the mere fact that they are being involved in government, it means Mnangagwa is serving his last term. Arda kusiya vana vake vambopindawo muhurumende vaine ka experience mbijana. That's why we are seeing ana Mnangagwa hobo mu government kunyatso solidify or crystallize kuti this is his last term, and it's highly unlikely that we will see any of his children succeeding him in the presidency, but they have to remain in power in government in some way. Hence why taona Kuda David a poor experience in the Ministry of Finance. Anogonozo kwana in the future kuma pemsek ni kuni mangwa ministerial position are young, because anenge akambo serve as Deputy Minister of Finance for 5 years. Saka anenge are 5 years ahead. Sometime, I think it's in the year 2020, we saw Kembo Mohadi resigning or achibiswa mu office because of nyaya zema scandals elula anga itika, right? Some leaked items, we saw that happening. Then as ED gets back into office in the year 2023, we see him appointing Kempo Mohadi again. Why did President ED appoint Kempo Mohadi again? Because of the issue of tribalism in Zimbabwe, Kempo Mohadi, it's very difficult for him to succeed President ED, as much as he is the second secretary in ZANU-PF. The first secretary is President Emmerson Mnangagwa. The second secretary is Kempo Mohadi, right? And then Obet Mpofu is the Secretary General of ZANU-PF. Now, here Obed Mpofu is highly likely to become Zimbabwe's next vice president. Obed Mpofu is, and Opam Chinguri vari two vakadai. So Opam Chinguri and Obed Mpofu it's highly likely that both of them will become Zimbabwe's next vice presidents. Remember, Opam Chinguri is the most powerful woman in ZANU-PF. Opam Chinguri is the most powerful woman in ZANU-PF. Right, back to issue wana Mnangagwa. Wana Mnangagwa vakaida kwana president. You know, split a party no matter what. Even if pakashandiswa force yakaita say, it would split the party. Opam Chinguri, as much as she is the most powerful woman in Zimbabwe, we are not at Satajara the idea of having a woman in leadership position, right? Even though Ari a minister of defense, right? So Obed Mpofu and Opam Chinguri would have become my vice presidents this term yakapida ED, but ED continued nema vice presidents angai now. Why? Because varada kufinisha the term yachona nema vice presidents, meaning kuti the future plan for what is going to happen next is already in motion. Big up to Stanford Makwengwere, Azim in Mzansi, Horoscopes King, Zili say, right? It's highly likely President ED will resign within 3 years of his term, or 1,000 days since the day he entered office, to ensure a smooth transition into Munu achazomiririra, because a full term is 3 years, right? So he is likely to step down before 3 years zanyasokwana kuti asaite full second term ED. If he steps down akasita a full second term, it means he can come back again in the year 2028. So he can step down in the year 2025, osira mungemun are president, then he can come back and contest again in the year 2028, because full term yake inenge is now kwana akasa serve 3 years according to the constitution of Zimbabwe. So ED can use that loophole to get a third term. Should he get the third term, and whoever is going to become the next president of Zimbabwe, the next vice president on the top of the list, there is Opam Chinguri and Obed Mpofu. In terms of how long they have served the party, and Obed Mpofu, vice presidents in that pama vice presidents panel one anova ku ZANU before ya ZANU-PF, ne one anova ku ZAPU before ya ZANU-PF again, where from whence Kembo Mohadi comes. So wangore masini ya ku ZAPU wano wana city rabo. It's not kuti city matebelelenti or mantebele anofana kuwa city vice presidents. No, it's all about the ZANU and ZAPU agreement, right? Then we saw Vice President Chiwenga losing the Ministry of Health. Why did he lose the Ministry of Health? If we look at everybody in ZANU-PF, who would command respect should they succeed President Emmerson Mnangagwa? Who would command respect? There's no other candidate there except for Vice President Chiwenga. Now the big question is, when President Emmerson Mnangagwa resigns within 1,000 days from the day he became president, will they consider making Nelson Chamisa a vice president in the remaining 2 years as a PR move? One, then before this 2023 election, at a point before firing Makore as a spokesperson, it is rumored that Nelson Chamisa wanted to quit politics because he said he was tired of struggling the struggle alone. Right? So, will he accept that for the 2 years there may be a disruptive progression, right, to ensure a smooth transition, not a smooth transition for Zimbabwe, but a smooth transition within ZANU-PF, because ZANU-PF needs a smooth transition. It may be that the coup was not a coup, but it was a smooth transition within ZANU-PF, because they would have needed a smooth transition to the next president. And now we are faced with the same issue again right now, as President Edi is serving his last term. So those who are most likely the vice president, Opamchinguri, Obet Pofu, and Nelson Chamisa for Edi's last 2 years after Edi would have left the presidency, and he will leave it for the person who ran for the 2028 election if he is not going to return in 2028. So Edi may return in the year 2028, and him stepping down before 3 years, it means vanhu vanenge vakabatira ura mumatumbu vachingoita wondering kuti achadzoka here, so he will remain powerful again. So this is a hypothesis, and only time will tell. Dr. Clarence is the name, TV7 Live is the channel. As always, thank you for watching, and I'm out.